तो पैराडॉक्स ऑफ थ्रिफ्ट क्या होता है, हम इसमें ये देख सकते हैं कि अगर हम कुछ भी पैरामीटर चेंज करते हैं, जैसे सपोज करो स्मॉल एस मैंने चेंज किया या सी बार मैंने चेंज किया, तो कोई भी पैरामीटर चेंज करने से नॉट ओनली वाई स्टार कैसे चेंज होता है, बट उसका एग्रीगेट सेविंग्स पर क्या इम्पैक्ट होता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी कैन सी यूजिंग दिस अप्रोच. तो एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. सपोज करो सो पैराडॉक्स ऑफ थ्रिफ्ट जो कॉन्सेप्ट, पैराडॉक्स ऑफ थ्रिफ्ट जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, कॉन्सेप्ट सेज कि व्हेन यू ट्राई टू बी थ्रिफ्टी, एनीबॉडी नोज व्हाट इज थ्रिफ्टी? व्हेन यू ट्राई टू बी थ्रिफ्टी का मतलब एक्चुअली होता है चीप, सस्ता, या फिर किफायती. किफायती है ना हिंदी वर्ड, कंजूसी. हाँ, करेक्ट. व्हेन यू आर फ्रूगल, फ्रूगैलिटी, करेक्ट. Yes, you are cautious when you spend money. So you try to be thrifty. Okay. So when you try to be thrifty, you want to save more, right? That's your ultimate goal of trying to be thrifty. You want to save more. What this shows is that if you're trying to save more, you actually don't end up saving more. Okay. So the paradox is that you try to be thrifty by trying to save more, but you actually don't end up saving more. That's what this paradox shows. Let's do it diagrammatically. So first I'm going to draw the savings line. Then I'm going to draw the investment line, and then I'm going to show the equilibrium. Okay, this is standard what you have to do. All right. Now, so we'll show paradox of thrift by just shifting our savings curve. So we shift it up. Okay, we are saving more, we are spending less. So, so what I was saying is, हमने paradox of thrift, let's show it by showing that savings function shifted up. Okay, so we are trying to increase. This is up. So we are trying to increase our savings by shifting the savings function up. Okay, so we've increased our savings. Now, so when you increase your savings by, so this is like a fall in C bar. पहले अपना minus C bar इतना था, so we reduced it. This is minus C bar 0, this is minus C bar 1. Okay, so you try to reduce your savings, and you you try to increase your savings by reducing your consumption. Okay, so your savings function shifted up. Now, can anybody tell me what has actually happened? What is the level of aggregate savings in the economy? So what has happened is, aggregate savings is still equal to investment because the Y is now lower. So you increase your savings, but when output falls, what has happened is in the aggregate, your savings is the same. Everybody's clear with this? So what happened? We tried to save more, but because income fell, we actually couldn't save more, and we are actually saving the same amount. So this is called the paradox of thrift. Okay, now paradox of thrift can be explained in many ways. Some books show it by an increase in the savings rate. We can do that also. We just increase the savings function. So we made the slope steeper. Even if you do that, you still get the same answer, right? This is my Y1 now, but your answer is the same, right? So you can show it by an increase in the savings rate, which is small s MPS. You can show it by a parallel shift upwards. Okay. Yeah, you can decrease MPC, you can increase MPS. Okay. So all of these come to the same thing. Consumer will be worse off, income is lower. Yeah, consumer will be worse off. Harsh, that's a good question, and the answer is yes, because at Y0, your savings rate was S bar. At Y1, your savings rate is S bar. So your income has fallen, but the saving is the same. So definitely your consumption has to fall, right? So your consumption is lower at Y1. Consumption lower है, आपका income is lower. So definitely you are worse off. Okay, so this is the paradox of thrift. इसको एक चीज कर सकते हैं, the only sometimes जैसे ISI ट्विस्ट करता है ना, कभी कभी ट्विस्ट क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग, इन्वेस्टमेंट फंक्शन को कांस्टेंट अगर रखेंगे तो हमेशा सेविंग्स कांस्टेंट रहेगी, राइट? मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट फंक्शन को चेंज कर दूं तो व्हाट इफ आई मेक इट एन इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन ऑफ y? ओके, तो इफ आई हैव मेड एंड what I've done is I've changed the investment. I have not made it, I've not kept it constant. I've kept it an increasing function of y. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या होगा? अपवर्ड स्लोपिंग लाइन हो जाएगी, राइट? So if the investment is upward sloping line, now can you tell me what is the conclusion of increasing your savings? Can anybody tell me what is the conclusion of now increasing your savings? So this is, let's say, this is your initial savings function. This is your initial equilibrium. This is a new equilibrium. So initially this was the savings function. Then you decided to increase your savings and you shifted you increased MPS. Okay, so your savings function shifted up. This is the new level of income. What happens to aggregate savings? So initially at Y0, what was the savings? This. At Y1, what is the savings? This. So savings has fallen. So this is a more severe case of paradox of thrift. This is a more severe case of paradox of thrift. What has happened? You try to save more. So you increase your savings function. But what happens to total savings? Total savings actually falls. Okay. So when income is a function of, when investment is some function of income, the paradox of thrift is more severe. The aggregate savings not just remains the same, it actually falls.